delayed, but I finally got it doing it now in a very short intro because you never really asked for it, but I just went on doing it for free for some people, and some people want to learn, and I teach this. So this donation for tomorrow. In your case, you're born in October, and I have your chart in front of me, and I'll tell you what the cards mean, and then we'll draw six more cards for the next 6 months. And so this one is like if you read my stuff, it goes over top of your first house, so it matures you in your first house, right on you. So that's exactly where your sun sign is. Um, your sun sign in Libra, your Mars in Libra, your Pluto in Libra in the first house. So you have those stars where you're prone to experience those dramatic Pluto in Libra. Well, we know what that means in partnerships. You have that past in the first house. That's where your Mars is, and I sent you the updated version of it, but I'm not going to go too much into your chart. Although we can talk about um, the Great Malefic in House 11. Or we just talk about the Jaipur. So either way, when we're talking people with the Great Malefic and Leo, some of them become very protective, and some parents make their child compromise childhood for fame and success, and pushing them into adulthood and accomplish things too early, right? Like in my mother's case, just she was expected to help for her siblings, right? And she it's the area where uh, Saturn in Leo also indicates a practical, much uh, younger or older. Could produce many artists, like jewelers too, right? And the medical aspect, Leo rules the heart, and so you shouldn't be too hard on yourself on the ticker there because it matters. Um, so there's a fear of death and decay in some. It's often present, forcing and over concern with health matters and exercise. So it's how you rep your stars, right? How much people have gone through so much trauma. I've heard and read so much. In your case, in your first house, your Mars, you have your Mars in the sign of Libra. Let's talk about that, and then we'll go into the cards, and then I'll cut out. Libra is ruled by the Venus in the sign of partnerships and marriage. So with Mars, the planet of war, the desire, principles for partnerships, justice, and commitment. So if there's any planet in astrology that needs refinement, it's the planet Mars. So aggressiveness and warlike attitudes sometimes. Smooth over with the influence of peace-oriented Libra. Souls born in Mars and Libra nurture a strong desire to reach balance and harmony in all areas of their human experience. I'm pretty sure I told you this, and interior designing or clothing, because you do run a business, right? And all areas of the human experience, and many explore the world of interior design, astropsychology, the law, or the arts. And just the fight for the weak and oppressed. And so those born Moon in Libra recognize their limits and avoid entering friend conflicts. So, with you having your self-esteem in Scorpio and being part of that generation, is that you don't really put up with too much, and someone's lying, you're gonna bound to say something, right? So, a lot of people that I see Mars and Libra, it kind of destroys their relationship, and but there's an aspiration to build a solid partnership, and so when you do, it's good, and um, with Mars' aggressive nature, too much worry often destroys they establish harmony in or the marriage. So recognizing use both Venus, love, and Mars, desire principles accordingly, and use it for business, use it with your interaction, use it for promotion. Um, it maintain a harmony in matrimony. It's a strong possibility to, for Libra women to have a peaceful, harmonious life. Because I've seen it so often where um, people in October just really have it bad. And so you always have been through a lot. So we'll go through the stars. I mean, I did the yearly without your consent. So your first house is your January card. I'm gonna tell you what they mean for the year, and then I'll draw six cards for you. So your soul's purpose house, you have your sun sign in Libra, and you also have your Mars, which I briefly described, and Pluto in Libra. So you have that drama between partners, and we're not going to go too much into your past or anything. But having your sun sign in Libra in the first house means in your soul purpose house, so you're driven to promote that sun sign, in a sense. So it's to establish a balance and harmony and justice in all areas of life. It's the moon card. And to find that balance, to work, to have everything, could only benefit you to work with aka God's cosmic design. So people that do believe in God, and I'm not an atheist. I did go through a point where I was an atheist, and then I went through some very dark times, and I realized that there was a creator. He created all the planets by its design, and there is a cosmic design. That's what I represent. So it's all about that moon. Um, how you base your moves in your life on the moon matters, especially when you run a business. Um, so you can only get better with business and finances by knowing the moon investment wise. I've had people ask me how to do stock markets, blah blah blah, and I have my opinion about things. Obviously, I use my knowledge for myself too, and I've been busy because I'm thinking about getting a new vehicle again. So I'm like almost autistic with it because I'm switching vehicles every 3 4 months. So, but yeah, so second house, your February card, um, your Judgment card, and um, not only is everyone was forced to kind of like adapt and with all the pandemic stuff or whatever, everyone was kind of forced back in February. They're not really having a good time, but they're forced to rebirth in a sense. So some people are get promoted and stuff. I think you were saying you got promoted or something. This is before January, February, March. So last month. So the um, not only does it tell me that through your Mercury, because your dragons in your self-esteem area, and you have a natal in Scorpio. That's where your Venus in the sign of Scorpio is. That's where your Aquarius is. That's how you're lucky. This is the year where you grow, and that's financially. And you're gonna want to move. My cards tell me that you're gonna be moving. So basically, everything that Sagittarius turned Scorpio since like a heavy Scorpio since the change of the axis. So that Sag is in the sign of Scorpio, and that's telling me that you're entering a new phase in your life. So we're top of your Mercury, January, February, March, April. So right now we're going over top of, this is your card for this month. The Magician, this is the Aries card. So you have all the tools to succeed, but sometimes you gotta use all your tools and learn more and be that magician. I don't like to call myself a magician, but I use my Scorpio in this way. Use my tools. So you know where the moon is right now, if you know that. We know it's moon Libra. Also tells me at home, you being all ascended in Capricorn. Your mother's side, you're white, right? But It's blacked out. It's the area of Scorpio, heavy Scorpio, right? This card. So when you see this card, it's because you need to learn more about Libra stuff. So use your tools that you show me that you have. You have to learn a mix to be that elite, that number one. Because it's an Aries card. It's a number one card. That's your home area. So this this lunation goes over top of that. Your first house. So January, February, March, April, May. The Justice card. Next month. And a lot of it has to do with finances, but it's really a good card. But the card also depicts that you need to look. Trying to get a good picture here. He's holding a sword. He's pointing to the sky, and he's in the position of power, and that's the area where you kind of dominate your love, but you're like I said, you rep that. I don't want to call you a big nerd, but you're like really like sometimes you sound like a doctor or you sound like a cop, right? So it's all about the laws. It's that Libra, right? So January, February, March, April, May, June. January, February, March, April, May, June. It's a June card, and it's more position of power economy. So put in a position of power and order. It's the Empress. And it's the Mercury. So where you're Mercury and Virgo, handling finances. So it's telling me if you put in a position of power and it's good. It's a good card. January, February, March, April, May, June. So I just want to revert to the tarot. Magician card. Justice card, the Empress, and House 7. Got the Devil card. This card always tells me that you had a past and that you were abused. But it's the area where it's telling me in your partnerships where these topics you're going to want to investigate. And it's how you regenerate, and whether it's through education or investigation. This is all about how the human mind, how people interact, get along, and it's all about the laws. And it's not a bad card. It's just telling me that you're going to want to resolve, like you would not want no one to be harming any one of your loved ones, obviously. But it's the card that you're going to be faced, or you have faced some abuse, but where you'll be challenged. But ultimately, being in your seventh house, which is how you service the world, you being Pluto and Libra, it's a natural card for my generation, your generation. But it's telling me that you need to learn more about that. Subconsciously, we're all kind of programmed based on our stars. So, in house 8, Hierophant, this is where your negative tail and Scorpio is, in the sign of Taurus. And it's also the area where you spiritually regenerate and make money with those Taurus. It's the house where everyone's got to tap into, and so you pair up with those Taurus. So not only does it tell me that you have your great malefic in the sign of Leo, because it's the Leo card and where your tail is. It's the area where you're going to be making that money and famous, and your position is kind of royal. It doesn't surprise that you want to move out somewhere rural and be in somewhere far away from people, right? So you got some success coming for you. So January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, December time. Again, it's pointing to the skies. It's a Leo card. Learning and learning about spiritual stuff and learning more about how we can use astral tarot to go and ask the subconscious or ask the stars more. So January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, and September you got the Death card. So you're gonna be not only put in charge because this is a Scorpio card, and it's how you make money. It's a Taurus card. You know the change of the axis has changed so much lives that you kind of have to rep it professionally and train yourself in a sense that you don't get sidetracked. So you're going to be, like I said, being put in a position of power. This being 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 in philosophy. And you're going to be maturing as Scorpio. It's a Death card, meaning with the Pope. Learning more from those Leo types. I'm one of them in philosophy. Yours, Jupiter and Gemini, and my natal is there. So January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October. These spice chains. I would not be surprised if you're already moved before then, obviously, but by the time your birthday comes around, you'll be situated differently. And it's about, like we all do, we all have to regroup and gather ourselves up with our partners and rise. And we can't do it alone, we need our partners. And in your case, obviously, like I do, we work with our partners. So January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. By November, you'll be put it where you have to make some decisions because this is the crossroads. So you're making important decisions by November and December is the High Priest. So not only you put in a position of power, but people are going to want to hear, need you, your voice and your input in things. It's a good card though. This is surprising with your Mercury and Virgo too. So we'll do the next 6 months. And again, I just want to explain to you that it wasn't to fear anything. Again, I can make a separate video for what these cards mean, but I'll do it now because I'm trying to finish my monthly forecast and people are asked, they want to learn, and I'm trying to do all kinds of things. But this will be for the next 6 months, starting from April. April, going over top of your Aries, that's the Emperor card, that's the base of the pyramid. April, May, the Fool. June, like I said, coming. The Hermit. You're gonna have to come out of your cave and share some knowledge. You're gonna need your help. And that's your Sagittarius card. April, May, June, July. Leo card. The Sun card. These are really good. April, May, June, July, August. A Leo card. September. Justice card. Yeah, it's just telling me new place, new home, put in position of power. It's very nice cards. Again, we can go deeper what it means in a different video, but I just wanted to give you an overview because why not?